to Heads Up TV. I'm Carter, your host. We're excited to be here. We're before you with two great people. We've been talking about this for the last few months. I've been allotted to publish their first book, Abandoned at Birth, United in Prison. Hear me again, Abandoned at Birth, United in Prison. The real life true story of a biological son and father that came to be in a position where they lived for 4 years in the same prison cell in California. I want to welcome you today to these two gentlemen. This is Paul Jr. So happy to have you here, brother. Thank you for coming out, flying out. You got in last night from California, or yesterday morning, I think, from Pasadena. When did you get here?
The evening, about 5:30.
Okay, we're glad to have you, and we have his dad, Paul Sr. here. You all have heard him already. We did a couple of videos already. You know he's passionate about this. I'm excited about this. So we just want to get through this, and I want to introduce you to this young man that has a powerful testimonial and a powerful story that I'm sure that would affect you in some type of way. So please share this video, share this story, because this book is coming out. We are doing the finishing touches on the book now. We're trying to get the cover together, but the editing, I edited this book last week. Let me tell you something. When I finished editing this book, it changed my life. It gave me so much in-depth insight on the contingents of some people that having to deal with situations like this. So I'm privy now to even do a better job in counseling those that fate lies in the hands of the prison and the penal system. That so many of us and so many, the recidivism rate is so high now. So hopefully, and I just believe that this book's going to help many of them, especially our young brothers, to deter and do something even better, to be productive citizens of society and opt not to go back to prison. So again, we want to thank them again for being here. We're excited about this. We're going to get through this real good. So just hang in here with us. And again, share this video. We just excited about it. So you want somebody to hear this, and we will keep you informed. So stay tuned when the book comes out, and we'll let you know that. So, Brother Paul, we want the people to know. They know your dad now. We want them to get to know you a little better, and because from my research, now, I can't find anybody. Now, I'm not saying there's not anybody out there that haven't experienced this, but I haven't found any father and son to have been in the prison together in the same cell. Now, I found some family members that were in the same prison as their parents or family member, but I never heard a story. I Googled it, I can't find it, that there was a biological father and son living for 4 years or any years in the same jail cell, in the same room, bunkmates, beddies, what do we call it? Room dooms.
Cellmates.
Cellmates. I know in college we call it room doom. What's up, room doom? So share with the people, how old are you now?
38.
38? And how old were you when you went to prison?
19.
19 years of age. Now, Paul Sr., you was 19 when you went into the penal system.
That's correct.
Wow, what a coincidence. Oh, wow. Now, I want to ask you this, Paul Sr., first, and then we get back with your son. And because I was thinking about this, you had a part in, I think it was chapter 2. And it was in reference to the initial part. And I saw your feelings and your emotions go to a place, the realization that this happening.
Yeah.
My child is in this cell with me. Yeah. What do I do now? What was in your mind? Did you think that now I gotta train him, now I gotta raise him, now I gotta discipline him? What did the father in you kick in, or tell us a little bit about that?
I had to establish a form of trust. We had never lived together in society, and we really didn't know each other. Visitor rooms for 4 or 5 hours every 2 months or 3 months, 4 or 5 times a year, don't afford you an opportunity to have a relationship or even get to know a person. You don't have the resources that allow you to interact on that level. The time we went on family visits, where we was able to be in a trailer for 2 days and eating, looking TV together was a little more affordable to have a relationship or be able to understand or see one another's ways and stuff. But right whenever you're getting kind of comfortable, the visit is over with.
Got it.
And you feel like you're being punished more than you're being supported. And so I had to establish a friendship with my son before I could even begin to think about exercising any type of father authority.
Okay, that's good.
Because
Good
there was
wisdom.
no trust.
Good
I had to
wisdom.
establish trust first.
It would have been the equivalent of a stranger saying, I'm your dad, now boy, go do this, take out the trash and let me discipline you.
I ain't earned that.
So you wouldn't have, you had went for it if he had addressed you in that way to say, hey, now I need you to do this, I need you to do this, and try to raise you again. So how did it work for you? What was your mindset initially?
At first I felt like a form of protection. You know, so my mom raised me good to respect my elders and my grandma.
Yes, sir.
So I probably would have rebelled a little bit, but I would have did it in a respectful way.
Got you. In your heart, would you have felt that and deemed it necessary?
Like he can't tell me nothing.
Exactly.
Yeah. I had that. I had a lot of.
Oh, so you did experience that?
Yeah, I had a lot of those feelings. Yeah.
So was there a lengthy time in between the initial state? How long did that process take where that you said, you know what, I'm going to receive him as my father and I'm going to receive his discipline?
I don't know about the discipline part, but I always received him as my father. So
Okay.
there was always a respect level there.
Got you.
But I was already living a certain lifestyle, so I was accustomed to doing what I was doing, right? And then I had obligations because of my background, where I came from.
Yes, sir.
So it was like, I gotta float with this, but I gotta respect my dad.
Got you. In
You know,
prison.
In prison.
Okay.
So it was like, so I dabbled, but he gave me enough room to make the decision myself.
Okay.
So I think that's what was easier for me to be more respectful and to hear him out on certain situations.
Yes. Got you. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So you was charting on the unknown. So you was pretty much feeling your way through this because you didn't actually just know this man. He actually didn't know you and your attitude problems and your character flaws. So I'm sure in a process of that time that I'm asking, did it get on your nerve? Did it get you to the point to say, I want to get out of here? Because I don't need a dad in my life now. And you know, did that rebellion kick up anytime?
Never.
That is powerful.
Never.
So that have to go back to the fact that your mom raised you pretty good.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that even the visitation, because there were some visitations prior to you, when you was a child, you did visit your dad in prison while he was there.
Yes.
So that relationship was developed in that aspect.
Right.
So Dad, you heard your son. You said that he was receptive of your fatherhood role, yet in his knower, he had to make decisions to allow it, versus it happening on a norm. Did you know that? Did you feel that?
Yes. I know I had counseling and had been in different groups over a period of years with different people that came from the background that he came from, such as a gang environment community.
Yes.
He was a gang member.
Okay.
So because he was a gang member, he was still caught up in activities to some extent.
In prison.
Affiliated,
Exactly.
so to speak.
Got you.
So being affiliated, he conformed to some of their agendas, to their structure, but at the same time, him and I is interacting on the father-son relationship, trying to establish a bond. So whenever I would begin to, apply certain things to try to direct him or guide him, I realized that either I'm gonna run him away or I'm gonna draw him to me.
That's good.
So I had to be very tactful in my approach toward him. And so if I wanted to win him over, I couldn't do something to cause him to rebel against me. And then he was more, this is really what I had to come to terms with. He had more of himself invested in the gang activities than he did in me.
Exactly.
He spent more time in a gang environment than he spent with me.
Yes.
So I'm competing now to win my son over.
Y'all heard that, audience? The dad said that he knew that he was in a situation where that his son was more privy and more prone to the relationship that he had acquired outside before he was incarcerated with a group of people, the gang. Now inside the prison, that relationship had to develop even more to the point where his dad recognized it and honored it to the point that where, okay, made a wisdom decision that, okay, I can't push him out, so I can't beat him up about this, so we're gonna allow it to happen, but within reason, and give you, I'm just thinking that maybe then the conversation didn't just be, he wasn't bombarded, you didn't bombard him with the conversation, well, you gotta get out of the game. You need to, you stop leading people alone. Did he ever come at you like that?
Considering writing a book? Need a professional publishing company? Or just advice on writing your first book? Heads Up Publications will gladly assist you in your endeavor and future projects. Contact Montez Head at askheadsup@gmail.com. He will reply to you as soon as possible.
I was sharing a general way. And when I was sharing the general way, what I was basically preparing him for is that I knew eventually he was going to have a crash. I'd been in the system too long, so I'm already knowing eventually this is what's going to happen with these type of activities. When it does, I wanted him to know he could always come talk to me.
That's good.
So if I would have begun to become too forceful on him, and then that happened, he wouldn't have wanted to come talk to me because he would feel like, well, my dad told me this was going to happen and now it's going to happen. I don't want to give him that ups. So now I'm not going to go tell him. But for me to have shared it in love, and the door was always left open for him to come to me and know that, hey man, I'm not going to abandon you. I'm with you, but we got to deal with this in the right way so we can prosper instead of failing.
Yes. Did you receive and understand those conversations in that area and the way he was presented to you?
Yeah, I did. As I look back on it, it was certain situations that where it was like that, but I had to put him before certain things because he needed to go home. So if I messed up in there and he might not be here now.
So you're saying, audience, if the son said that if he had been so in depth in a part of that gang activity, where let's say a fight, you know his dad's going to be there to protect him, and that would have damaged his chances, or hindered his chances on getting out himself. So I feel that was an area of respect, and not only respect but wisdom in knowing how to maneuver around that system, because there's a code in there.
Yeah.
You know, share with the people now. You got certain codes now, so you have to adhere to the codes, especially in reference to your gang. Did the gangs come up against you knowing that that was your father and try to initiate some drama to try to break you all up or put you against him and say, man, you crazy. That guy never raised you. Now he's trying to raise you. How did you address that and deal with that amongst them if they brought that to you like that?
It was maybe about like one or two, maybe three individuals that was envious of it.
That's it. That's the word.
And but I seen it coming. I mean, I fell short a couple times. And we got through it all right.
Yes, sir.
You know, nobody reacted or nothing, but
good.
That's because other people stepped in. You know, like for instance, like one situation was when we first moved in the cell together. One of my homeboys was in the cell with me. So when they gave the okay for us to move in the cell, I told my homeboy, you gotta go.
Got you.
So everybody like, hey man, your dad ain't up under our cloth. Like, you can't kick the homie out for him.
Right.
Like, that's my daddy. You know, so it was a couple dudes that was like, oh, nah, you can't do that, like this and that.
Yeah.
But there was some other dudes that stepped up like, nah, that's a father and son. We're going to respect that. That's what's going to go on.
Okay.
So it was like, it was bigger than us.
Right.
Like, I know that it was somebody else that had their hand on it because I'm no bigger than anybody else in the game. They could have said, oh, nah, and it could have been some fun.
Right.
But it didn't get there because it was somebody else that had their hand in it.
That's powerful.
Yeah.
Not only, and we know that somebody, one in particular, our Creator God, we give Him the praise for that. But for those that don't know God, may say, "Well, how is that possible?" Well, you know, we got a code in our game now. You gonna abide by this or nothing at all. We're gonna stand on this. This is the way it is. So I believe this, that in our lives, people, that there are gonna be times that when you feel all alone. But God got a way of connecting us and putting us in positions that He has people assigned to assist us in certain areas. That may be some of you now saying, well, their situation is different than mine. I'm in this game, I can't do anything. They said, it's ride or die. They're going to kill me if I try to exit this activity in reference to the game. But I'm telling you, if you connect with people and don't shut people out, you'll be surprised that there will be people that you don't even know that are coming to your life. Just like this book, you just now being introduced to these two gentlemen. And now something they say, and especially in this book, gonna intrigue you or prompt you to say, you know what? If they can come out, not only the gang activity, not only prison, not only developing a relationship that they didn't have previously, I can do it too. So this is an inspiration to a lot of us. This shows us that it's possible. If there's anything that you would like to share with our audience out there, there's some young people, there are some brothers that maybe even in prison right now, going through something similar. They want to come out, but they weigh the situation out, and a lot of time it's for protection. I think people connect in certain areas in prison because of protection, and a lot of envy is there, I'm sure, because you had somebody that you knew that would be there for you, but some of those guys don't have anybody. So what would you tell those brothers that want to get out, that want to do better in life, and that may not be in a situation as bad as yours, and yours were, but what would you tell them? What would you have to share with them that's maybe in the book, or maybe going to be in the next book, but from your heart, brother? What would you share to my grandson? What would you share when he grows up? What advice would you give him to avoid these type situations?
Well, like getting in trouble?
Yes.
Listen to father figures in your life. I mean, everybody don't have father figures. I mean, and sometimes we carry a anger inside of us that makes us rebel against people who tells us good. And because there's a lot of people that's around us that can tell us stuff good, but once you feel like my own daddy not here, my own this is not here, it's like you just like, I'm gonna do this with the gang, or whether it be a gang or whether it be a wrong decision. I would just say be open-minded. Just open your heart to receive somebody telling you something good, and learn how to apply it in your life. Like, cause a lot of people, uncles, big homies that be, some of those are good dudes too that try to keep you out of trouble, but you gotta take it and apply it.
Right. That's good. You gotta apply it. That's a choice.
Yeah, that's a choice. You gotta apply it. Because you could tell me something all day, but until you apply it, you're not gonna get any results.
Influence is really heavy.
Yeah.
And peer pressure is heavy.
Yeah, I mean, like it's like me growing up, I had father figures in my life but I couldn't listen to them. I heard my dad's reputation on the street, and it was like, I could live up to that. Like,
Okay.
I got this respect, like, what I'm gonna listen to him for? Like, man, all right, whatever. You know, so it's like, but that goes to say how when your father leaves you or somebody leaves you, and all you got is a reputation or a background to go on, and that's what you want to be.
Right.
And then with me, it was, I got my daddy name.
Got you.
So then when somebody see me and they be like, Lil Paul, hey, oh man, I remember your daddy do this. Oh, your daddy used to do this and that. So it was like, I grew up with I gotta be no joke too.
Status. Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And that's how I began to be in the gang. Like, at first I wasn't. It was just that I know my daddy didn't take no mess. I'm not.
Got you.
So being in that is, here go fights here, this and that. I take up for my homeboy. He don't want to fight. I fight.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? I always was a shorter dude, so it'd be like, I got to get off first.
Right.
So it was like, that dude ain't no joke. So the more they pumped it up, the more exciting it was to me.
Yes.
So it just pulled me in. And then I had people like, hey man, you tripping, don't do that, go to school, do that. I'm like, man, whatever. I got the respect from over here, and they telling me I act like my daddy.
Got you. Got you. It was molding you.
Yeah.
Yes, you was conforming to that lifestyle by what you was hearing. Even the subliminals. We gotta be careful and we gotta be mindful. Excuse me. We gotta know that it's okay to override those people talking to us and feel that I'm strong enough, I'm powerful enough, and I have a right to make my own choices. Good choices, better choices.
Right.
Paul Sr.,
Yes.
you heard this.
Yes.
Prior to prison, you heard how he came about that lifestyle due to some things and some ways you were living.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, now the beginning of molding your son didn't happen in prison initially. It happened even prior to him coming to and into the penal system, and it was due to some things that you did. Well, how does that make you feel?
That's in the book. It makes me feel powerless.
Because let me interject here, because we ought to be examples. And
Okay.
there are some fathers out there that not good examples, but what can we share with them through you now, hearing this, that they are hearing now? My dad never did that. My dad abandoned me. I don't care about my dad. He wasn't in my life. What do you tell those people?
What I like to share is they got a right to feel whatever they feeling, but they don't have a right to act out in a way that would be harmful to someone else.
Okay. That's
with
good.
that.
Yes, sir.
They need to act out in a way that's going to help them become better. And what happens is what Lil Paul just shared about the reputation that I had on the streets and how he was kind of like compelled
Yes.
to live in that or follow those footsteps. My question would be to him now, that whenever he ended up coming to the prison, because this is one of the things, he was thinking these people were keeping me in there because I was acting up.
Got you.
They wouldn't let me go home because I'm acting up. And some of the people on the streets, even some of my family members, were saying they ain't letting him out because he in there getting in trouble. He messing up.
Because they
So-
were used to that's what you was doing. That was your
and all
MO.
along. And nobody was there with me to see how I changed.
He's changed.
And how I began to make the transformation.
Yes.
And so when I would go on visits wouldn't afford me that much time
Got you.
to share that.
Yes.
So this is the reason why his mother was coming to see me at times when she didn't bring him, and I wasn't able to communicate that to him effectively, but his mother saw the change that I was making, and so she was trying to get as much as me from me on a visit that she could go back and instill in him
Got you.
to prevent him from making the mistakes that I made.
Yes, the better part, the
and this
better
ain't no
dad.
disrespect toward his mother and no other mothers. But a woman cannot fill the place of a man in his child's life.
Okay.
The father has to step up to the plate and do what he's supposed to do. And because that's what she was trying to do, it doesn't mean that it didn't have some type of effect, but it
did.
didn't have the right kind of
I got you.
effect. Because my son came there. Now this is the question. When he got there and he saw that I wasn't that guy,
No
I was
more.
a square.
Wow.
I was the dude that used to shoot at school, slingshots and rubber bands at the squares, and spitting little straws with the little spit water on dudes and taking their lunch money and all
So when
that.
you saw that, how did that
I
make you
flipped.
feel? You saw that, wait a minute, this is not the guy that I've heard about and that people are telling me about and that I got this image and I developed this image on the back of. Did you think he was faking for you? Did you think that he was perpetrating and had the facade going on just to try to get on the role of daddy now? How did you take that?
I did.
Abandoned at birth, united in prison. True story of a father and son sharing the same prison cell for 4 years.
At first I did, I'm like, he just trying to get out. But the more I seen him and it was a part of him, and I seen it was real by his actions.
By his actions.
By
We
his
lead by
actions.
examples. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
So it was like, oh, he real. Like, he real. And it made me start going to church.
Awesome.
Yeah, so it was like, man, I'm gonna go. Let me go to church. Like, all right, let me go. And it helped me understand him and his situation.
Got you. Wow. So you began to change because you saw your dad make a change. So he now
I
is
just used to
an
go to
example.
church. I used to just go. I mean, I was just there. to be honest with
A
you.
lot of people.
You know, and it started growing on me.
Okay.
You know, and then I started getting in groups,
Okay.
and it was Yoke Fella group or something in it. It was Yoke Fella group.
Yoke
It's in the, it's in,
Yoke
it's in the
Fellas,
book.
Yoke Fellas, and anger management
Yes.
and the purpose-driven life. I started taking classes and stuff.
So you made a decision to do that on your own
Yeah,
because of the example your dad was living
Right.
before you,
right,
and you knew it was genuine.
right.
That's what we want. We gotta be real with one another. We don't have to live in these facades and be phony about it. Our children are watching us. Somebody's watching us. We are living epistles. So we know that this book gonna have. Now, before we let them go, touch on a few accomplishments because you went to prison, Paul Sr., illiterate.
I didn't know how to read or write. I knew how to count because I sold dope and I gambled and I couldn't come up short on either one. But when I got to prison, I knew my only source of freedom was going to be how to communicate with the free world. I did not know how to write a letter
Wow.
when I first went. I didn't even know how to read a letter
Wow.
when I first got to prison.
At 19.
And the young lady that I ended up marrying, I had a guy that used to help me write letters to her, and he was slicking me, trying to include himself in the letter to get her to come see him instead of coming to see
Oh,
me.
man.
So I'm trusting somebody to do something for me, and I didn't even know what they was doing. But I had to learn how to write for myself in order
Yes.
for me not to be taken advantage of like that.
Yes.
And out of all the people, after being in prison for 2 years, my mother was the first person to say she could finally understand what I was saying in my letters.
That made you feel great.
Yeah, it did. Because I didn't get them kind of compliments in school or anything.
Got you.
I didn't have to do homework, any of that, because I wasn't for school. I was rebelling against school.
Got you.
Now, that's another book. But whenever I would write the letter, the whole letter was a period. I just wrote, and at the end of the letter was a period. So they didn't know what was a sentence. They didn't know how to stop and how to
It was one
understand what was said. So it was confusing. It was confusing to her.
Yes.
So no wonder I'm not getting no proper responses back because I'm not communicating effectively.
Come on.
You have to communicate effectively.
Yes.
And in line with what Lil Paul was just sharing is that he first thought I was faking when he first saw me.
Right.
He first thought that, then I could see a side of him was angry because he wanted me to be tough. I could see he wanted his but see, I was determined of the cheat guy. I was to avoid the conflict. See, because I couldn't afford to take no chance. So now, a part of him, I could see, he was mad at me because I wouldn't really, get in the mix.
Right.
I would avoid all that.
New man.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I would avoid all that. And I could see that was a part of it, but I stayed the course.
Yes, sir.
So as a result of him seeing me stay the course, he realized, man, my pops is serious about this. This thing is real with him. He ain't in there faking no funk.
Right.
He ain't in there tap that. This is really his image.
Yes,
and
sir.
guess what? I didn't just do it in the penitentiary. I've been home now for going on 15 years. He's been home now for going on 13 years. Been doing it out here. That's why I've been able to stay out.
Awesome.
See, it's a way of life for me.
Yes.
So
Doing right.
as a result of him being with me,
Yes.
we was able, and this is what I like to leave with the families,
Yes.
children, parents, whoever, counselors, whoever. You have to clock the hours. He couldn't go nowhere. We were cellmates. So he had to see me morning, noon, and night. And when he saw me, he saw the change. He saw that it was real. The hours was clocked. You just can't go visit them on the weekend. You just can't go visit them on Tuesday or Wednesday. You just can't see them in the evening.
Yes, sir.
You just can't see them early in the morning.
Okay.
You got to be able to clock the hours and be able to spend them on various levels throughout the course of the day.
Clock the hours means spend more time, more valuable time.
So they can see who you really are.
Yes.
And see how you deal with situations so they
Yes.
know how to deal with them situations when they face with
That's
them.
awesome. In reference to one more thing before we let him go, then I'm going to ask Paul Jr. as well. What are some of the accomplishments? We know that you learned how to read and write. What else did you accomplish? What are some of your accomplishments?
I got my
in prison?
GED and my high school diploma. I got a certification in dry cleaning. I got a certification as an x-ray technician. I got a certificate as a dental technician. I got a dual diagnosis drug and alcohol counselor experience. I got a certified HIV and hepatitis C counselor. That's what qualified me to get a job.
Do it, brother.
Working with One Legacy as a family care specialist regarding organ donation and able to break national records.
Come on with it.
years in a row.
Yes, sir.
In the black community, getting yes for organ donation, saving lives through organ, eye, and tissue donation. So that was the things I learned in there. And then I used to counsel. See, I used to counsel with the folks in there.
Yes.
And all through the chapel and all through, and he would see that.
Yeah.
He would see me counseling with him. And there was time that he would see me, even when we was in the psychiatric section, working with the mentally disabled. See, we worked in there at the capacity establishment with the mentally disabled. But I'm dealing with kids, prisoners that got the mind of a 13 or 14 or 8 or 9-year-old. So if he see him seeing me do this, I'm being patient with him, but I didn't get to do that with him.
Exactly.
As a child. But he's seeing me with prisoners that got a child mentality that I'm trying to coach him along because that's my work assignment.
Yes. He's seeing the evidence that you've changed. You're not that same guy proud of him going.
The picture the people painted.
You're not the guy.
No.
We appreciate y'all. We appreciate this true story. We appreciate this opportunity to share with the people and let them know that you care about their plight and their situations, whether or not how dire it is or was, that there's room for growth and progression and productivity and advancing and moving forward. Y'all alive. Y'all are living witnesses. Y'all are examples. So I'm honored. I'm honored to do your book. I'm believing that there's gonna be some more books behind this. I'm gonna believe that this is gonna become a movie. Netflix gotta have this. This story gotta be told. You all are living proof that you can get back together after abandonment, even if it's in prison, and still grow. Phenomenal growth. Be a productive citizens of society and help so many people, even with your story. So this is good. I love it all. But that's all we have. We are so grateful that you took time out your busy schedules to be with us and allow Brother Paul and Brother Paul Sr. to share with us. And we're honored. Please share this video. There are more to come. Stay tuned for their new book coming out, Abandoned at Birth, but United in Prison, the true story of Paul Sr. and Paul Jr. Peace and blessings. Heads Up TV.